Hello, everyone. This is week 4 of the NFL predictions that I'm making, and I'm gonna try and make this one shorter because I don't have a lot of time. Actually, I have to go to class in like an hour, so I have to hurry up. It is Thursday as well, so I don't have a lot of time to make this. Hopefully, you like the background. It is stock image. So anyway, let's move on. I forgot to delete that image. All right. So the first up, I have the Packers being the Lions. A little bit of bias here, but I heard that Christian Watson and Aaron Jones are likely to come back. They're not guaranteed, but if they do come back, they haven't. Uh, Christian Watson hasn't been in all season, and the Packers won 2 games without him. Aaron Jones, great running back. I think one of the greatest in the NFL, in my opinion. Lions are missing a couple offensive linemen. Both teams 2-1. Both, I think they're good. The Lions, oof, I think they can win this game. They're technically very slightly the favorites. This is actually in Lambeau, despite the way I have the Lions looking like they're at home. It's actually in Lambeau, and I won't be able to watch the game, unfortunately, which sucks. But I think I might be a little bit of bias, but I think the Packers can win. Uh, if they have Aaron Jones and Christian Watson. If they don't, I don't think they'll win. Their only loss was against the Falcons by 1 point, which the Lions ended up beating. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Speaking of which, the Falcons are next versus the Jaguars. Falcons started 2-0, and I don't know who they beat week 1. I know they beat the Packers week 2, and they got destroyed by the Lions. Their quarterback I hear is really bad. I did a little bit of research on this one as well. This game's in London, and hmm, I think I'm going Jaguars just because I heard that Falcons quarterback has only won at home so far, and also that he's really inexperienced, and I don't think he'll do well in London. But this game could go either way. Jaguars, I didn't want to pick them because they lost against the Texans the way they did, but I still want to pick them anyway, just because it's the Falcons. But anyway, I chose Jaguars. Rams versus Colts. Rams are a better team than I thought they would be this year. I think it's because Stafford's back. He didn't play most of last year when they were terrible. And there's still no Cup though. From what I know, they still have Cup. He went down last season, and he's still not back, which is going to be unfortunate for them. But I know I've kind of been underestimating the Colts this season. I picked the Ravens over them, and they lost in overtime. Yeah, almost a tie. It was a close game. I still think the Rams can win, even though they're not at home. They almost beat the Bengals, and they've impressed me this season. And I think they can go for the victory. Ravens and Browns. I'm going Ravens because historically they usually win the rivalry. Now I picked against the Browns last week and it didn't end well. Titans are honestly worse than I thought they are. Browns are better than I thought they are. Ravens, they lost their first game against the Colts, but I think that they historically outperformed the Browns in this rivalry. They usually win in this rivalry. Now I can see the Browns winning still. I almost picked the Browns, but it's still the Browns. I still don't feel confident picking them yet. It's still a little too early. Ravens, I think this will be a close game, but historically they beat the Browns just in the rivalry. It's just how it goes. Um, and now we have Vikings and Panthers. Panthers, they're just bad. I can't name, like I said, I can't name a single player on their team, and they haven't been good since the Super Bowl 50. In my opinion, I haven't seen them do anything since then. So I have the Vikings. They're not a good team either this year, but I think they're better than their 0-3 record shows. I think they get their first win this week. Um, I think Panthers will fall to 0-4, right? Meh. I think the Vikings aren't good, but they're not that bad either. I think they deserve at least one victory. I know. As a Packers fan, you're like, what the hell? But trust me, they're better than that. All right, Bengals and Titans. I'm not picking the Titans again after what happened last week. No way. The Bengals, I picked them last week. They actually gave me the victory I needed. Let's get my predictions to 11-5. I'm picking them again um, because they usually have I think they started 0-2 last season as well. Uh, but the Titans were just so bad last week. There's no way I can pick them. The Bengals beat a pretty good Rams team. They were losing for most of the game, so I will pick the Bengals here. Buccaneers versus Saints. This one's a bit of a bold pick. This one I was like, because the Bucks usually lose to the Saints like 8 times out of 10, but you need an upset in there. But the main reason I chose the Bucks actually was Winston, James Winston, playing against his former team. Now they say Derek Carr might come back, but he's saying it's week to week, and if it's week to week, it hasn't even been a week yet. So that makes me believe he's not going to come back, and if he's not going to come back, then I don't see how they could beat the Saints. I mean, I don't see how the Saints could beat the Buccaneers after we saw last week with the Packers that couldn't score a single point after Carr went down. And the Buccaneers, they lost pretty badly to the Eagles, but it was the Eagles. And I think they started out 2-0. They impressed me a bit with those 2 games, and I picked against them last week, and rightfully so. But I think they can bounce back here. Dolphins and Bills. Okay. So normally I would pick Bills, and both these teams had phenomenal weeks. Phenomenal weeks. Okay, one team had incredible defense, and the other team had incredible offense. 4 interceptions for the Bills, almost a shutout, except the garbage time field goal. And the Dolphins almost had the record amount of points, 70. They could have had 73, but they decided not to kick the field goal at the end. The only reason I'm really picking the Dolphins is because that 70-point game. It's like, uh, now most people are picking the Bills, but uh, they've had a slower start to the season, other than last week, but that was against the Commanders. I mean, then again, the Dolphins were against the Broncos, but it's 70 points, bro. It's 70 points. Need I say more? So I picked the Dolphins. All right. Speaking of which, the Broncos are up next. And I chose the Broncos over the Bears. Why? I mean, yeah, they just got scored 70 on, but the Bears are just, their offense is atrocious. Okay? Atrocious. And, yeah, the Bears are just so bad this year. I wouldn't be surprised if they even go 0-16. That's how bad they are. I think the Broncos deserve a win. They were really close against the Commanders, and they've had some close games, unlike the Bears. So that's why I think they have a chance of victory. Commanders versus Eagles. I have the Eagles. I don't think that's much of a question here. Commanders, they actually didn't start the season too badly, but after seeing how they perform against the Bills, their inexperienced quarterback showed his inexperience. And against a much better defense in the Eagles, I don't see how they have a chance. It is a rivalry game, but that's the only thing that's going for them here. I think it's in Philadelphia, from at least the way I formatted it. There's no way. I mean, it's the Eagles. They're almost as good as they were last season. I think they're just as good as they were last season from what I've seen so far. I don't see them losing to the Commanders. That's nonsense. All right, Steelers and Texans. I have the Steelers winning because I still don't think the Texans are good. I don't care if they beat the Jaguars; they're rivals, and so rivalry games can go weird directions sometimes. And the Steelers, they I picked them incorrectly last week, so I'm gonna give them a little more respect. Okay. I'm gonna give them a little more respect because I picked them incorrectly. I'm not gonna do it again. Steelers, they're just one of those teams that always goes above 500. That's like what's his name? Mike Tomlin. Yeah, he has like the longest streak in like NFL history of above 500 seasons. It's ridiculous. Um, even though he has a quarterback that isn't even that good, in my opinion. Yeah, you know, they have like one good wide receiver now. I don't even know who their running back is, but you know what? It's worked out for them. Um, Raiders and okay, Chargers. I can't. I'm not gonna pick your guys Raiders again. You guys lost to the Steelers. You're definitely losing to the Chargers. Now the Chargers started off slow, really slow, 0-2, but Herbert's been playing really good despite those. This, despite the 0-2 start, he actually did pretty good, and he had like 50 fantasy points one week they lost. I saw that. He's been doing really good. And I don't know what the Chargers have done. Maybe it's their defense. Yeah, their defense isn't very good at all. But uh, there's no way they beat them. I mean, there's no way. I don't think the Raiders will lose. I think this will be a good game. Usually, this rivalry is a fun game. This is a pretty close rivalry usually. But I do think the Chargers are better. I've watched them play. They seem better. Raiders, I don't think you guys probably hear this a lot, but I don't think it's your season, man. I don't think it's your season this year either. It hasn't been your season since what was that guy's name? John Gruden was there, originally there, not the second time he came back. Um, yeah, I'm going Chargers. All right. Now it's a little surprise to anyone. I have the Niners over the Cardinals. This one is actually the largest. What do they call it? Mm, not underdog. This is the largest. I'm pretty sure this is the largest uh, differential that I've seen on the betting. It's right now. Was it Niners minus 14? Is that how you say that they're? Yeah, I think minus means that you're in the advantage. But the Niners have a huge advantage. They're 14-point advantage over the Cardinals, which is incredible. I don't even think they'll win by 14, to be honest, because it's a rivalry game, and the Cardinals just beat the Cowboys for Pete's sake. And we're thinking that they're going to lose by at least 14 to the Niners. That's kind of crazy. I don't think that will happen. I actually think the Cardinals could possibly even win this game. I think this could be the upset of the week. And it'll be the upset of the year, considering they're 14-point underdogs. I don't think they'll win still. But the Niners, they got to end their win streak eventually. Would it be against the Cardinals? Yeah, probably not. But I think a lot of people are underestimating the Cardinals. I think they could win still, but they won't. Uh, I'm obviously picking Niners. They've been unstoppable this season. I think they're, in my opinion, probably the best team in the NFL right now. And then number two is either Eagles or Dolphins. Anyway, those are my top three. Now you know. Patriots and Cowboys. Oh yeah, even though the Cowboys lost last week against an abysmal team, I'm still picking the Patriots because they haven't shown much to me either. Now, if the Cowboys lose back to back to two teams that suck, then that means they suck. Okay? So if they lose this game, I'm not picking in your guys' favor again. Okay? You guys just flat out suck. Okay? I'm not gonna let you pass again. So you guys better win, Cowboys. You're playing two teams that suck back to back. You better win. But yeah, they have the better team, so they should win. But we'll see. I would be excited to see Elliott play against his former team, though. That'll be fun. I, for his sake, I hope he wins, even though I don't like the Patriots for many long-standing reasons. Let's see. Chiefs and Jets. Not sure why the Chiefs logo is so big. I mean, tiny. Huh. That's weird compared to the Jets one in this picture. But anyway, obviously Chiefs. I don't think there's even a question, right? I mean, okay. I think this is actually Sunday Night Football, and the reason is obviously Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers isn't playing. He's, you know, he's going to be out all season. He might come back for the playoffs, but I don't trust Zach Wilson for playoffs. We can't even win a game. Have you seen that clip? Yeah, they're not making the playoffs. It's gonna be Dolphins and Bills, like it's been for the past like 2 or 3 seasons. Jets had a chance against the Bills, I guess, but no, it ain't gonna happen. I'm sorry, Jets. If Rodgers was in you, I could see it happening, but he's not. Sorry. Chiefs get the win here, but I think a pretty big margin. Not as much as the Bears, but I think they win by oh at least 2 touchdowns, at least. Seahawks versus Giants. I'm going Seahawks. Now, for some reason, this wasn't an upset for me at first. I actually thought the Giants could win. But I kept reading all this stuff about the Giants, and I'm like, I don't know why I want to pick the Giants. There was just something telling me to pick them, but seeing them lose 40-0 to a team that just lost to the Cardinals, seeing them just some of the some of the Giants just aren't good this year. They haven't shown me anything that shows they're any good. The only reason I was really gonna pick the Giants is because it's not CenturyLink, and uh, the Seahawks were even that good. But that's the last prediction for this week. Let's see how these ones go. I don't know if they'll go better than 11-5 or worse, but we'll find out, right? Won't we? All right, that's the end of this, and I gotta go because I'm running out of time. Goodbye.